Hello, Emerge Wrestling fans. John Gates, Commissioner Chris Slow, and A.W. Lurch, and I have been waiting to say these words once again, but Emerge is back. And tonight, we're going to be bringing you the card reveal for Emerge 55 Resurgence. May 8th, gentlemen, I could not be more excited. I have been waiting for the moment that Emerge has graced us once again. And, you know, Commissioner, I say this every single time, but what a card you have laid out for us.
Well, thank you, John. I think I do a pretty good job sometimes. Yeah, we have a fantastic card coming up May 8th in Trafalgar, Indiana.
And AW is going to be an interesting night for you because, you know, we'll get to it a little bit later, but your man, Jordan Cage, lost the championship.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later. If you ask me, Jordan Cage should have that Emerge championship around his waist. He never should have had to wrestle Justin Kyle last time we were in Trafalgar, and he should be walking back to Trafalgar, Indiana with that belt around his waist.
Well, one man will be walking into Trafalgar with that Emerge championship, but is he going to be walking out with it? You're going to have to stay tuned for the entire card reveal, as I just want to jump right into this because our first match, the Facebook Live match, is going to be seeing one man who, you know, this is a man who I would have trusted with my mother. You know, I would have trusted him with my sister. But after what we saw him do at Emerge 54, Mikey likes it.
Talking about the fastest rising star in Emerge right now, Paragon?
We are talking about Paragon. It was disgusting seeing what he did to JD and Nikki Mariani at the last event. But he is going to have his hands full when he faces the debuting strongest man in all the land, Arthur MacArthur.
You mentioned how Paragon faced J.D. Mariani, and how you got to think about how strong of a man J.D. Mariani is. Look at Arthur MacArthur, strongest man in the land.
Oh, whatever. This guy thinks he's from like the 1800s or something. He's delusional. I mean, Commish, what kind of maniacs are you booking here at Emerge?
I mean, maniacs that are fantastic in the ring. Paragon is going to have his, you know, he's going to have that opportunity in front of him to prove that he is that fastest rising star in Emerge. And he's going to have to, you know, overcome a lot of Arthur MacArthur's strength, a lot of his in-ring, you know, acumen, just being able to work around that ring. He has that, you know, that old mindset of his. And back in the 1800s, you call him a maniac, but you did anything you could to survive. And when he's going up against somebody who is as ruthless and is as targeting as Paragon is, it's going to be a match made in heaven for those two.
Paragon is a star, and Arthur MacArthur is a delusional poster boy. I mean,
I think you're just jealous that you don't have the guns that he does.
Oh, please, please.
And lest anyone think Arthur MacArthur is just an 1800s strong man, the dude can go.
Absolutely he can go, and that's why you have booked him here tonight. That's why you put him up against somebody like Paragon, because not only is Paragon trying to prove that he is the fastest rising star here and deserves title shots of his own, but, you know, we're always going out there and looking for people who are able to come in to Emerge and be the absolute best that, you know, we know that they can be. And Arthur MacArthur is certainly one of those men. And leading right in to the start of the show, start of the event proper, is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. As we were just talking about, your man, Jordan Cage, lost his Emerge championship. And as we know, Emerge is the land for working for what you get, is earning everything that you get. And when he loses that championship, it's time to start grinding again. And you put the perfect opponent up for Jordan Cage to start the night off proper. When we see him go one-on-one against the returning Jake Carter.
Now, Jake's been out quite a while with an injury, and he was a shining star in the earlier days of Emerge, and I'm really excited to see what he can do when he comes back to face the former Emerge champion.
Look, Jordan Cage should be in the main event in this event on May 8th in Trafalgar. He should be competing for that Emerge championship against whoever's up on the list. But Justin Kyle came in at the end of that event last month, and Mortimer wasn't on his A game that night. He had people out. Eric Draven wasn't even in the building. The match was only signed for one match that night. It was originally supposed to be in Columbus. Look, Jordan Cage should have every opportunity right back at that championship around his waist.
Well, this is going to be the match that propels him back into that spot. Isn't that what Emerge is all about? I mean, you're talking about Jake Carter being that shining example of working for what you get, and all the incredible young talent we have. He's going to be going up against Jordan Cage, and he's going to be looking for that opportunity himself. He wants shot at gold. He wants shot at being the top dog here in Emerge, and it's going to have to come at either the expense of Jordan Cage or just not winning this match in general.
I just don't feel that Jordan Cage should be put into this situation where Jake Carter can pin him on the mat 1, 2, 3. What's next for Jordan Cage after that? No, I mean that's gonna his title chances are gonna evaporate if Jake Carter has.
Isn't that the beauty in this though?
No, that is not the beauty of this match. No.
Well, these are two men that have opportunities in front of them in completely different aspects of the way, and so both of these men are going to be scratching and clawing for that victory. And we might see Jordan Cage with his veteran experience being able to pick apart he's coming back from injury. He's healthy. He's good to go, but
he's still a young dude.
He's still a young guy, and you can also pick apart those past injuries. I mean, that's his Jordan Cage's IQ right there, is being able to figure out what is the weakness and taking out his opponent that way. I mean, that's why he was Emerge champion for as long as he was. So
exactly right. Take away a leg from a stool, what happens?
You don't have a stool anymore, at
exactly.
least. You know where you can find stools? What? You can go find them over at the Columbus Bar, our good friends over there. If you do happen to stop in, tell them that Emerge sent you.
Give Jordan Cage another shot.
Columbus Bar in downtown is your home for daily $3.50 Powerhouse beers and great food. Located at 322 4th Street, the CB is one of Indiana's oldest continually operating restaurants and bars, and Columbus, Indiana's first brewery since the Civil War. Powerhouse Brewing Company champions its friendly service and great prices. Call 812-375-8800. Check them out online at thecb.powerhousebrewingco.com.
Welcome back from that message from our good friends over at the Columbus Bar, and we're going to jump right back into it. And going from one former Emerge champion to another, our second match of the evening, Jeremy Hadley versus Mikey. Now, that is a match that I am excited to see, because I cannot wait to see the look on Jeremy Hadley's face when Mikey pins him 1, 2, 3 right on that mat.
No way. Not going to happen. Not Jeremy Hadley. Jeremy Hadley has been on a roll, and I don't even know what commissioner thinking of booking him against Mikey. I mean, come on. What's that going to do for Hadley?
Well, Hadley, as we mentioned, is a former Emerge, the first Triple Crown champion in Emerge history. And how close was Mikey to becoming Emerge champion at the last event?
Yeah, you forget all of Mikey's success here in Emerge. I mean, he's faced tons of competitors. He's beaten people like Braden Lee. He's had those Outbreak tournament opportunities where he's been far. He got that close to winning that Emerge championship from Jordan Cage.
Well, he's lucky Mortimer wasn't there just to even get that close.
Aren't you just excited to see Jeremy Hadley in a competition with such a good competitor as Mikey is?
Look, I'm always excited to see Jeremy Hadley. I just, it's Mikey.
Well, how about why do we keep inviting him to these things?
He brings a unique perspective.
What do you mean I have a contract? I have a contract. You're not inviting me.
He does have a contract.
Okay, well, we will just have to see what happens with Jeremy Hadley and Mikey at Emerge 55 Resurgence. And what's also going to be interesting to see is our next match, because some of the armor of Morty's Millionaires is starting to kind of kink off a little bit. And I mean, the biggest snake at the top, Jordan Cage, losing that Emerge championship, that chopped the head right off. So it's almost like, what is going to happen with Morty's Millionaires? And this is going to be a great opportunity to see a look into the future of what's going to happen, as we have custom-made defending their tag team championships against a returning Awesome Odyssey.
Yeah, and word on the street is that Mortimer Blankenship III will be there to attend to his managerial duties, make sure the team is strong and fit and ready for the Awesome Odyssey.
He better be there to rally the troops because, I mean, the last event, Morty wasn't there. Eric Draven wasn't there. Right. I mean, how much do these guys have each other's backs? I mean, how much are these guys in it to win it together as a team, as a group?
Custom Made are tag team specialists. They're going to teach these young kids a lesson. They're going to teach them tag team wrestling. They're going to show everybody in Trafalgar, Indiana on May 8th what teamwork is all about.
Well, you say teach them tag team work like Awesome Odyssey isn't exactly what their name says. Awesome. We haven't seen them since Emerge 38 Game Over, and that's just because the talent pool runs so deep here in Emerge, and they have been increasingly getting better. They are death-defying. They are exciting, and this could be an absolute upset, and we might see tag team champions switching hands at the end of that night.
I think that is a 50-50 proposition. As you mentioned, it's been a few years since we've seen the Awesome Odyssey, but they put on a show wherever they go, and they're going to put on quite the show at Emerge 55 on May 8th.
Hey, and if you need to watch some shows at home, you know, the best place that you can get some entertainment is over at our good friends at Groby's. If you happen to stop in, tell them that Emerge sent you.
If you're considering new furniture or electronics and you don't want to shell out a lot of money up front, consider Groby's Rent-to-Own Home Furnishings. Groby's carries name brand quality merchandise and has flexible payment options, including up to 6 months, same as cash, with no credit hassles or long-term obligations. Groby's is located at 2915 North National Road in Columbus. Call manager Chris Klein at 812-418-8226 today. Visit Groby's online at grobys.com.
And welcome back from that message from our good friends over at Groby's, and continuing on into this Emerge 55 Resurgence card is going to be a match for the ages, a match between two competitors who are extremely well equipped in the ring, two men who know the ropes very well, incredible mat technicians, a matchup between Sage Phillips and Braden Lee.
Mat technicians is exactly right. It's going to be a wonderful bout.
It's going to be a clinic. I mean, Braden Lee, you all know, two-time state champion. He's been all over the world wrestling. A man who is actually becoming extremely white-hot just because he was good ever since he started. That man never had an off day. And, you know, Sage Phillips is kind of, you know, he the way that he thinks that these Emerge fans are kind of overlooking him, that like he should be in the spot that Braden's in. So that'll be an interesting kind of look too between those two.
Well, and Sage has spent some time in Emerge. I mean, I don't know why he would feel so cross.
You know, I talked to Sage not too long ago, and you know, I was impressed with him. I'm impressed with this new mindset that I feel that he's starting to take. I thought it was a really good move, him dropping Cole Radrick. He's not teaming up with Cole Radrick anymore. He wanted a challenge in Braden Lee. And, you know, including the Emerge management here, everybody has been sleeping on Sage Phillips, including you, Commission. You know that.
I've absolutely not been sleeping on Sage Phillips. As I've mentioned, Sage has been part of Emerge for a long time, and you're right, his attitude has changed a bit. I've noticed that when I've talked to him, and he's wanted an opportunity in Emerge. Why not put him up against someone of the caliber of Braden Lee? It's going to be a fantastic bout.
And you talk about him, you know, dropping Cole. I don't know necessarily if that's a right move, but I am excited to see Sage get back into the swing of things, of being on his own, because he's the ring wizard for a reason. I mean, you know, going toe-to-toe with Braden Lee is not an easy task just because of how good he is on the mat. But if you're going to put somebody up against him who, you know, is almost his equal at that, it's going to be the technician, the ring wizard, Sage Phillips.
Not only was it the right move for Sage, it was a perfectly played, executed, technical move for his career, and it's the mindset. It's all about that mindset that he's changed.
And it certainly will be, you know, a good move for him if he can get that victory. You don't know what will be next for him. And another match that could have that exact same feeling is probably going to be the most anticipated indie match of the year. I'm just saying it. I mean, these two men, there's nothing more to say except we are going to see, for the first time ever, one-on-one between Cole Radrick and Trey Lamar.
Now everyone knows, in Emerge, knows the pedigree of Cole Radrick. But talk a little bit about the greatness of Trey Lamar, if you would.
I mean, Trey Lamar is he's another young talent that is making waves all across the nation. I mean, he's worked at every single top independent promotion, and he's got accolades, championships all across the world. One thing that he hasn't done, or I guess two things he hasn't done, he hasn't been seen here at Emerge. He hasn't been seen here with the talent that we have here, but he also hasn't seen Cole Radrick one-on-one, face-to-face. I mean, these two men have seen each other in competition before, but those are tag team matches. Those are triple threats, fatal four-ways, scramble matches. I mean, there's a huge difference. There is a huge distinction when you're facing multiple people at the same time and when you're staring one guy dead into the eyes.
Yeah, and like 'em or not, that is just what Emerge does. You got these two big independent wrestling names for the first time ever going in singles competition at Emerge 55 Resurgence. I mean, the return of Emerge Wrestling. I mean, that's just what Emerge does.
That's what Emerge does, and I mean, this match is just going to be one of those ones that you're just going to have to, sit there holding your breath, watching every single moment, because we even saw Cole and Ace at Mikey Likes It, at how incredible of a match that was. This is going to be an absolute barn burner of a match, and I know that after that, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm going to be tired. And you know where I'm probably going to end up going?
Where's that, John?
I'm going to have to end up going to the Columbus supplement store for some vitamins, a pick-me-up, or even trying to get as cut or as shredded as Trey and Cole. So,
Good
if
luck.
you do happen to stop in yourself, tell them that Emerge sent you.
What's going on, guys? Columbus Supplement Store just opened up. I'm actually from Columbus, Indiana. I actually grew up, and I went to Columbus North High School. We carry a wide variety of supplements, and we sell everything at the lowest pricing we're legally allowed to sell it at. If you guys just want to come in, try some free products, we also do have free samples. Hope to see you guys soon.
And once again, welcome back from that message from our good friends over at the Columbus Supplement Store. And moving right along, this next match on the card, I'm conflicted because I think that night we are either going to see heartbreak or redemption, because this next match that we have is for the Emerge Women's Championship. And so you'll see Haley Shadows defending that championship against Charlie Cruel. Now, interestingly enough, at March 7th, Ladies First, Charlie Cruel was in the finals. She just was that close to beating Kenzie Page Henry. KPH took the title home, well, the trophy home, took the title opportunity home, and unfortunately, due to some other
circumstances beyond our control.
We actually weren't able to get Kenzie Page Henry in for that match, and so you decided next best thing, runner up.
And this will be Charlie's third bite at the apple. It's going to be an important match for Charlie Cruel.
And by the way, little side note here, guys. Haley Shadows is the longest reigning champion in Emerge history. Champion, not just the women's champion. She is the longest reigning champion here at Emerge now.
Of all time. I mean, you never make good points, but that is one. And interestingly enough, you mentioned this is her third bite at the apple. You mentioned that Haley Shadows, she's the longest reigning champion in Emerge history. this is Charlie Cruel's third opportunity, not only at that championship, but at defeating Haley Shadows. That's what I'm talking about here when it comes to either heartbreak or redemption. We're either going to see Haley, just completely squash any hope that Charlie Cruel will finally be able to climb that mountain, will finally be able to hoist that championship up, or we might be able to see her do it. I mean, how close has she gotten, and how many opportunities has she gotten to be that close, just to fall short, just to have something happen? I mean, it's got to be her last opportunity at this.
It very well could be. And like you mentioned, imagine the joy of Charlie Cruel if she's able to take down Haley Shadows and to finally capture that hardware.
Nothing's going to stop this reign. We're going to watch Haley take that championship belt across the country and continue to defend it like she has been.
Well, nothing might be able to stop that reign. Charlie might be able to do it. We have no choice but to see another reign that I think, is almost unstoppable, is our new Emerge champion in Justin Kyle. His first defense is going to happen at Emerge 55 Resurgence, and my word, Commissioner, the opponent that you have placed before him, what a clinic that is going to be. Two hard-hitting men, two beefy guys just tearing each other up, and that's going to be Justin Kyle against PB Smooth.
Oh, my gosh. I cannot wait to see the debut of Pretty Boy Smooth here in Emerge Wrestling in the main event to take that Emerge championship away from the undeserving Justin Kyle. I mean, he is fresh to death. I mean, and not only that, but after he wins that championship belt, I got our manicure and pedicure already booked. PB Smooth, we're going to go out. I'm going to show you all the finest places. I mean, this is going to be a night at least.
I don't even know why, but I mean, going back to it, you talk about PB Smooth being, he is this pretty boy. He likes grooming. He likes beautiful women. He likes being that playboy. But what people seem to forget sometimes is that dude is 7 foot. Dude is about 300 pounds. I mean, and not only that, he's one of those men that he's a tower, but he moves like a cruiserweight. The dude's ability is incredible. It's out of this world. And, a lot of people might come to you and say, well, why on his debut is he getting a shot at Justin Kyle? But, I mean, what a better matchup to have.
It's a fantastic matchup, and let's not get it twisted. PB Smooth is beautiful. He does love to look good. But dude doesn't mind getting hit, and he certainly doesn't mind throwing a punch.
No,
it is going to be fantastic.
I mean, that's why he likes to groom himself all the time, because he is not afraid to take those hits. He's not afraid to take those punches. I mean, how many times have we tried to get an opponent for Justin Kyle even before the Emerge Championship happened, and they just simply didn't want to face him? I mean, this is a man who not only wants to make his debut here, he wants to make a splash here, he wants to go home with that Emerge Championship. And
Justin Kyle, since he has gotten that Emerge Championship, he's going to have a target on his back, though. Now, more and more people are going to be willing to step into the ring, especially that 7 foot tall PB Smooth. And by the way, have you guys seen that look? He loves to stare at his opponents as he is about to achieve victory in his matches. Have you guys seen that look he gives his opponents?
He loves looking into their eyes right when they're about to get brutalized by him. I mean, that's just the kind of competitor he is. Interestingly enough, that's the type of competitor it's going to take to get that championship off of Justin Kyle. I mean, that's the one thing he had his mind set on, his eyes set on when he got here, and he ran roughshod over the Emerge roster just to get it. I mean, he went through 4 people just to get that championship, and
how hard is he going to fight to keep it?
Yeah, funnily enough, I mean, PB Smooth is basically 4 guys in one. So whatever happens at the end of the night, I think we're in for an absolute barn burner of a match once again between those two. I mean, just 2 big behemoths, 2 guys built like trucks,
and whoever comes out victorious is going to be a very worthy Emerge champion.
But let's be real, those 2 guys built like trucks, you know where you can actually go find trucks at, though?
Where's that?
at our good friends over at Greenlight Auto. Check out this message from them, and if you do happen to stop in, tell them that Emerge sent you.
A quality used vehicle is just a short trip away. Greenlight Auto at 770 Jonesville Road in Columbus. Greenlight Auto is locally owned and operated, a Carfax certified dealer, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. All Greenlight Auto vehicles are inspected with service contracts and gap insurance available. Greenlight Auto also offers professional tinting on any vehicle, whether you buy it from us or not. And if you refer a friend who purchases a vehicle, you get $100. Check out Greenlight Auto's inventory online at greenlightapproval.com.
And welcome back from that message from our good friends over at Greenlight Auto. And boys, that concludes the card rundown for Emerge 55 Resurgence. But I don't feel any sort of resolution. I mean, there are so many questions that need to be answered coming out of this evening. There are so many opportunities for competitors to show up, show out, improve themselves to you, to the fans, to everyone. There are so many stories that need to be redeemed, so many mountains that need to be climbed, and it's all going to happen May 8th at Emerge 55 Resurgence. And just a reminder, this card is top to bottom, just stacked. And it all starts with the Facebook Live match between Paragon and Arthur MacArthur. And then starting off the event hot, we've got former Emerge champion Jordan Cage going up against the returning Jake Carter. Going swiftly into the next match, we will see former Emerge champion and first Triple Crown winner Jeremy Hadley going up against Mikey, my man. And right after that, we'll be seeing a championship contest when Custom Made defends their tag team titles against Awesome Odyssey. And then right after that, we will have Sage Phillips coming back. He hasn't been here since Cold Snap, going up against the white hot Braden Lee. And then we will be seeing, for the first time ever, two men who have never squared off one-on-one. An actual instant classic between Cole Radrick and Trey Lamar.
And I am very excited for that one.
Oh, man, tell me about it. And I am also excited to see who comes out on top in the Emerge Women's Championship match when we see Charlie Cruel having her third opportunity at Haley Shadows. Can she finally take that title away from Haley?
That reign's going to continue.
And one reign we might see continue, we might not, depending on what happens that night, is the main event between Justin Kyle and PB Smooth. An Emerge Championship match, his first defense. I mean, two trucks, two behemoths just going at each other 100 miles an hour. What a night May 8th is going to be. Now, tickets are limited. Seating is going to be limited, and tickets are going fast. So what you need to do is you need to go to Emerge Wrestling right now. You need to get tickets. You need to book up that May 8th, that Saturday, May 8th, for Emerge 55 Resurgence. This is happening at the Southern Comfort Event Center in Trafalgar, Indiana, 200 West Pearl Street. Now, tickets are $15 for floor seats, and then it is $10 for bleacher seats. And I mean, I said this time and time again this evening. This is a card that you don't want to miss. This is an event that you don't want to miss at all. This is a resurgence that you don't want to miss. When Emerge comes back, May 8th, Emerge 55 Resurgence.